So with Pokemon Go Fest New Jersey just around the corner, I kind of want to take a moment and talk about the state of my current account. Of course, I'm going to be attending Pokemon Go Fest in Jersey City and I'm really excited about it, and there's a couple of things that I'm doing to prepare myself for that event. I'm going to be talking about all of this in today's video. Let's get right into it. Alright, what's happening y'all? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So this weekend is Pokemon Go Fest in Jersey City. I'm super excited about it. I'm going to be flying out on Friday, and then I'm going to be there for the Saturday event. And overall, I feel like one of the best things about Pokemon Go are those live in-person events. We currently have 3 of them that's going to be happening every single year. We have Go Tour in the almost at the fall. It's actually in the spring, and then in the summer we have Go Fest, and then in the fall and winter we have the Wild Area event. And I will say that out of the 3, Go Fest is typically the best one. They usually feature some Pokemon that are must-get Pokemon, like last year we had the fusion forms for Necrozma, and this year we're going to get the crowned forms for Zacian and Zamazenta. And I do think that overall, players are incredibly hyped by this event. We of course just had the Osaka Go Fest, and there just seems to be a huge buzz around that. And then this weekend, it's going to be the Jersey City event, which I think a majority of the people in my audience will actually be attending. And yeah, I think it's going to be a good time. I really do think that overall, there's a lot of really good things that Niantic is currently doing when it comes to Go Fest. But with that said, let me tell you how I'm kind of preparing for it. So first and foremost, I really do need to take care of my Pokemon storage. You can see right here, 4,038 out of 4,100. I only have 62 Pokemon slots for me to fill up, and that's going to be a huge problem. So I will be doing some checks for IVs. Obviously, there's nothing much here. I'm going to just straight up delete whatever Pokemon is in my storage that I do not need. And then that also includes shinies. Actually, I'm going to include... I'm not going to transfer location cards, mainly because those tend to be very special. I think this is one. Yeah, I'm going to hold on to this one. I don't even know where I got that. And then I'm going to be going through and getting rid of some of these shinies. And yeah, it's going to be a very long and tedious process. But that's primarily one of the things that I'm going to be focusing on, just preparing my account for a weekend-long grind. There's going to be a ton of raiding that I'm going to be doing. There's, of course, going to be a lot of Pokemon catching, some shiny hunting. I think it's going to be a really good time. Now, another thing that I need to do is make sure I'm stocked up on Pokeballs. I do not necessarily need these. These are things I can come across very easily. But yeah, you can see right here, 638 Pokeballs and 37 Great Balls and 34 Ultra Balls. I'm actually not happy about the stock of Great Balls and Ultra Balls, but one thing that is really nice about the live in-person events is, of course, the number of Pokestops that are going to be at the park experience. No matter what, there's going to be a ton of Pokestops for me to spin. So I'm not necessarily worried too much when it comes to my ball count, but when it comes to Great Balls and Ultra Balls, I would definitely like to increase the number that I have. All right, we actually have a Sierra battle. Why don't we do this in the background? Yeah, so I really feel like when it comes to the live in-person events, it's just primarily a giant grind. I do feel like one of the big draws of those events is the fact that there's a lot of Pokemon you do not often see. Sometimes it's regional Pokemon, sometimes it's rare Pokemon like shinies and different things like that. I plan to go all out during this Go Fest. I think it's going to be something where I'm just going to have to play hardcore. But yeah, I think one of the things that I made a huge mistake on last year was, of course, not necessarily keeping up with my gifts opening. I feel like that was one of the things that I really needed to pay more attention to, because when you open gifts, you do get a lot of items, you do get a lot of Pokeballs, you do get a lot of potions and revives, specifically for raid battles, and all that stuff is going to be useful when it comes to this Go Fest. So yeah, I think there's a lot of things that I need to do in that regard. I need to open up my gifts a lot more often. Some of you, my Patreon supporters, I know a lot of you are sending me gifts. I need to make sure I'm opening and sending gifts to all of you, because that's one of the main things with my YouTube channel. If you're a Patreon supporter, I'm going to interact with you as a part of my friends list. That's basically the big perk of becoming a Patreon supporter. So yeah, I will be opening and sending a lot of you a bunch of gifts this week, primarily in preparation for GoFest. Now, another thing that I do also need to take into consideration is the raid battles. Last year, the raiding was insane. It was absolutely insane. There was just a ton of people doing raid battles for Necrozma, getting the fusion energy, hoping for 100% IVs, and I think the same is going to be the case this time around with Zacian and Zamazenta. I'm going to be looking to get a 100% IV of either of them. I would really like to get a high IV shiny, but I'm not going to have my hopes up. Maybe I'll get extremely lucky, but I think last year with Necrozma, I was able to pick up a Shundo, and I really feel like I depleted all of my Shundo luck when it comes to that. So hopefully I'll get really lucky this year. I really do not know. If not at Jersey City, it's probably going to be at Global GoFest, where I'm going to pick up a high IV shiny. At the very least, I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of raiding. That's going to be the bulk of my gameplay during this weekend. So yeah, overall, I'm really excited about it. I think, like I said, GoFest is one of those events that really is a major highlight every year. Like, if you're a Pokemon Go player, you need to make it out to one of those live in-person events, whether it be in Jersey City or I guess in New York, or if you're in Europe, I guess it's going to be in Paris. And if you're lucky to live in Asia, of course, you always have Japan. That's going to be the consistent location for where they're going to have GoFest every single year. I think it'd be really nice if they were to switch it up a little bit, maybe have it in Korea, because I know Korea is, I believe, the second largest market for Pokemon content outside of the United States and of course Japan. But yeah, I feel like Korea would be a great place for them to have GoFest one year. I think yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Maybe they could have the Wild Area event in Korea. I know for Pokemon Go Fest, it's one of those things where they just have to have it in Japan. Of course, that is the home country for this franchise. It just makes sense. But yeah, I'm wondering if there's a chance they could have it in Korea. I think that'd be really cool. I might be a little bit biased there, mainly because I am Korean American. So, of course, I want to root for my country. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We'll just have to wait and see. I know in Europe, they always have it in different cities. I think they had it in Germany last year. This year, they're of course having it in France. But yeah, I think my European friends always say that regardless of whatever city it's at, they always fly out to it. Yeah, I think no matter what, you need to try and make it out to one of the live in-person events. They're just so much fun. But yeah, essentially that's gonna be it for this video. I just kind of want to share some of my thoughts regarding this upcoming weekend and talk about some of the things that I am currently doing in Pokemon Go. I really need to make sure I'm opening and sending gifts. This is actually one of the bad habits that I have, where I just forget to do this right here, where I'm just opening and sending gifts. It is very tedious, and I wish Niantic had ways to let me actually do this, because this is a new Patreon supporter. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. But yeah, there's gotta be more quality of life things that they gotta do regarding this, because opening and sending gifts, it is incredibly tedious. It's something that can be done in a much more streamlined way, but for whatever reason, Niantic has not done so. Maybe because the back-end code is just so complicated. I would imagine that opening and sending gifts, whatever they have set in the game in terms of coding, is actually really difficult to change. But regardless, I do feel like this right here is one of the most tedious things you could do in Pokemon Go, and yet it is also incredibly necessary. But yeah, in any case, yeah, that's it for my video. Share your thoughts regarding GoFest. Are you going to be attending Jersey City? If you are, make sure you say so down below. I really hope I end up seeing you there. If you do see me, make sure you come up and say hi. And yeah, let's chat a little bit. And yeah, that's let me know your thoughts regarding Pokemon Go Fest in general, the live in-person events. If there's a particular city you would like to see Go Fest in, make sure you mention it in the comments down below. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I know that's like the 4th time I'm saying that, but if you ended up enjoying this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here, and also don't forget that notification bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. Real quick, let me give a shout out to all of my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the Jinsula channel so that I could open and send gifts from you, if you want remote raid invites, different things like that, make sure you go and check out my Patreon, because if you become a paid Patreon member, I'm going to add you to my Pokemon Go friends list. And that means for things like what I'm doing exactly right now, if you want to play Pokemon Go with me, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon. And if you want to support my channel in a completely different way, you're always welcome to do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula. I'm on the platforms you see on the bottom of your screen. Make sure you go over there and give me a follow. And with all that said, I am Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.
Jinsula